Letu. No, as we always do, this program is it's a Yoruba program, but
Okay.
tonight we're going to talk a lot in English language.
Okay,
Obviously, I
sir.
don't speak Igbo, but I love Igbo music, and I wish
Thank
this
you.
night I have someone to make some interpretations for me or translations in Igbo language. I remember when my
Okay.
father was alive, he was a fan of Oliver De Coque. He introduced me
Oh,
to all the 90s song of Oliver De Coque, especially I can't forget Biri Kambiri, and there's another one, Music Africa. Music Africa,
okay.
Music Africa. We never die, no way.
No
Then
way.
another time there was I think it was a bomb blast that happened somewhere. He did the song titled Sympathy for people that died in
It
that
was
event.
when it was. I think it was when the Nigerian something happened, like a disaster.
It was a plane crash. It was a crash. It was
Yes.
a plane. Yeah, it was around. I can't remember 92 or thereabout. All right.
Something
So,
like that.
dear
Yeah.
viewer, yes, I have on Agbaletu this evening the son of late Chief Doctor Sunday Akanite, popular as Oliver De Coque, and I must say that the semblance is just striking with the beard and the face. You're welcome to my show.
Thank you, sir.
You
It's my
are popular
pleasure.
as Solar. You give your name the name Solar.
Yes, and I have reason for that.
So what's the reason for giving yourself Solar?
As you can recall, my father of blessed memory, Chief Dr. Oliver De Coque, his original name is Sunday Oliver Akanite Senior.
Sunday Oliver
Oliver
Akanite.
Akanite Senior. That is the full meaning. That is the full names of my father.
Okay.
Oliver De Coque is his stage name.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm with you.
Akanite
Hmm.
can recall, if you can recall, as a science sunny day. Okay, and the sun it can be translated as solar
Yeah.
energy.
Talking about the solar.
So I
So sun
yeah,
giving
solar
also solar
solar
energy.
system. As my name implies Sunday, I decided to answer solar, which represents sun,
Sun.
and the Coque, our family stage name.
Now, how did your father get the Coque? What's the meaning of the Coque?
Okay, I am going to tell you the meaning based on what my father, told me.
All right.
My father was, before music, my father was a shoe seller in Aba, a Kohan market in Aba, Abia State
Okay.
of today. So he had no shop. He had no shop, but there was a kind of a wealthy man from my village who happens to be a trader in the same market in Aba. And the being that they are from the same community, the man will allow my father to be putting his small shoes in front of his shop.
Okay.
In the evening, he will pack it in a sack and put it back in that shop, and they will lock it and go home. So there was a day he was selling the shoe. I'll never forget that when that time he was selling the shoes as a trader, he used to have his boss Jita around him always.
Okay.
So a customer, according to what he told me, a customer came to buy shoe and saw him playing guitar. He now said, Oliver, this thing you are doing here, can you come to NTA Channel 7 about to showcase yourself every Saturday?
Okay.
He never knew that man used to work in NTA.
Okay.
My father now told him that he has no connection, no contact to go to NTA because NTA was and still a very big name.
So today, yes, you are correct.
The man said, Oliver, I will give you the platform. I'm a presenter in NTA Channel 7. My pastor said, okay, I don't have money to pay you. The man said, you're not going to pay any money. So that Saturday, my father had two backup singers from my town too, who happens to be traders in the same market.
Okay.
He now told them, we are going to television station on Saturday because that program, The Man Anchors, used to be a Saturday program.
All right.
So when they got to studio that Saturday, usher my father for the program to commence. He now asked my father, what is your stage name? What is your name?
And by that time, you never had any stage name. It was
my father had none. So the presenter, being an experienced person, and there was no time, the program was already on air. He said, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Oliver and Co.
Oliver and Co. That's Oliver
Yes.
and the rest of the team.
Yes, and the two backup singers.
Okay.
The presenter used his know-how as an experienced presenter. We present to you Oliver and Co.
And Co.
That was how the name started, according to what my biological father told me.
Okay.
So the name now graduated to Oliver De Coque.
Oliver De Coque. Now, does Coque in itself mean anything in any language? Maybe French, English, German, or any other international language?
I try to make my own research because the spelling of Coque is C-O-Q-U-E.
Okay.
I try to make my own research to know, but I think Spanish people, they have a similar thing in their language also, which I cannot tell you the meaning now, but I think that Coque means something in Spanish language, which my father never knew.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
My father never knew. So that was how the
Now,
name came.
this story you told,
okay.
this story you told, around what year did it happen? The NTA episode, around what year did it happen?
This thing was happening 1970, 73, 74.
Okay. 73, 74. And do you by chance remember the name of that presenter?
No, but it was the same man. It was the same man who told him that, because the man now made that program a weekly program. My father will come every Saturday and play music The man now told him, according to the structure of music industry then, he said, Oliver, I want to give you advice as somebody who loves music because I can see that you are talented. If you want to make it in music, if you want to make it in music industry as of today, you have to move to Lagos.
So it was that man that told Oliver to move to Lagos.
The man said, with what I can see, you are talented, but if you want to make it in this industry, you have to go to Lagos. And my father had nobody in Lagos. The man told him that, the man told him if he enter a bus, just drop in anywhere they call Empire in Lagos.
Empire used to be a club where musicians played.
Around the...
Okay.
So that was... So every other thing, any other thing you will ask from, I think I will give you an answer to it.
Now, did he tell you that he came to Lagos with those two backup singers he had then?
No. Because, as you are as an individual, the race of human, the human race is individual race. Because those people, maybe they were comfortable in Aba, I never knew. And maybe they were comfortable in the trading they were doing, I never knew. But my father, as leader of the group, then
Okay. Maybe he saw a bigger picture. All right. Before we move to the entire Lagos episode, what style of music was he playing then? And as at that time, did he have a professional music band, or he was just strumming his guitar at any given opportunity?
no, okay. In Igbo land, there is a cultural kind of music we call ekpili music.
What? I didn't get that.
Ekpili music.
Ebili.
Music. It's
Okay.
a cultural dance, just like Akpala in Yoruba land.
Okay. So it's a native style of music.
It's a native style of music. They call it ekpili. That was the music he was playing then. You don't need in olden days, if you are playing ekpili music, you don't need keyboard, you don't need guitar, you don't need anything. It's just a local calabash and whatever. As your backup singers are playing, you sing along.
Okay. Okay.
He joined a highlight band.
Now, sorry, I'd like to ask a lot of questions. He was playing Ebili music, which at that time never required the artist to have the knowledge of keyboards, guitars, even drum sets. It's basically a native band.
Yes.
Now, how did he learn the guitar?
My father learned guitar in Aba. There was a Congolese man who happens to be his friend. My father lived in a street in Aba called Cameroon Road.
Okay.
It's a popular area. He lived in one in Cameroon Road. That Congolese man, they used to come from Congo to buy shoes in Aba and go back to sell.
Okay.
So when he saw my father singing, he said that, Oliver, a musician without a musical instrument is incomplete.
Despite the fact that his style of music never required a guitar.
Yes, the man saw 15 years ahead of him or 20 years ahead of him. And he said, I will teach you this guitar free of charge, how to play. My father was a solo guitarist.
Okay.
So man taught him the basic aspect of guitar.
Okay.
He taught him the basic aspect like key C, A minor, C sharp, all this. Then my father now developed himself.
Now, did it teach him Makosa style or high life style as at that time?
He made him to be versatile.
Okay.
Because if you listen to my father's music early 70s, most of those days, not like today, they release single. Those days, if you want to release, you release an album. And one album comprises of 4, 5, 6 songs.
Yeah.
If you listen to my father's album in 70s, you will hear some music with undertone of Congolese and Senegalese. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So that was it.
So when your father got to Lagos, which band did he first join?
He played, to the best of my knowledge, he played in 2 bands. One is Daddy. I will call him Daddy because somebody who took care of my father is my father too.
Yeah.
Daddy Sula Bola and Daddy Jacob Oluwole.
Now, he played with Sule Agbola before Jacob Oluwole, right?
Yes, Sula Bola was the first musician my father played. But my father did not. Okay, my father entered there as a backup guitarist. Sula Bola had a guitarist on ground.
Okay.
But at
Just
times
one guitar.
he have to have what they call standby in case of disappointment.
Okay. Okay.
So
I understand.
because of the likable spirit of my father, he couldn't let him leave the band. Instead, he converted my father to a packer, those who pack and set instruments. After playing, they dismantle and pack to the warehouse.
Okay.
That was what my father was doing in the band. It got to a point, gradually he graduated to a full member of the band
As a guitarist.
as a guitarist.
Now, did he share any experience about his time with Sule Agbola with you?
The little thing he told me about Daddy Sula Bola was he was a very nice man who wanted the success of my father because my father was a very young man as at then.
It was around what age then?
My father should be in his early 20s.
Early 20s. You're talking about 1973, right?
Yes, early 20s.
And he was born 1948.
My father was born 14th of April 1947.
1947. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So according to what he told me about Daddy Sula Bola, he was a very nice man. And you know, that time they play music only weekends. So one thing led to another, even the whole family used to know him. According to what he told me, Daddy Sula Bola wives used food very close to Sabo in Lagos today.
Today?
When yeah, no, then I mean
Okay.
Saboyaba.
Okay, okay, okay.
My daddy used to tell me, you know, music as at then is not like now that you make billions and millions of dollars. At times they might go to show and come back without making any money. Daddy Sula Bola, we send my wife, we send my father to the canteen of the wife to go and bring food that we eat.
Okay.
And my father, we trek from Empire to Sabo to go and get the food. When my father get there, the mommy, the wife, as at then, we tell my father, Sunday, you better sit down and eat your own here before taking to your oga. And the woman will feed my father. After that, the woman mommy will pack the one that is Sula Bola we eat, or my father will not take it back to daddy to eat. So one thing led to another, he joined us, Jacob Oluwole.
Now, you said one thing led to another. Did he tell you those things that led to his exit from Sule Agbola's band?
He did not tell me in full, but as a matured man, at least I can figure one or two things. You know, when somebody is looking for survivor, when you are looking for survivor, when you are hungry to survive, you may not be you may like somebody because the person is treating you well, but you are hungry of survivor.
Yeah.
Not that Daddy Sula Bola was not doing well or whatever. After all, in football of today, you can see somebody playing in Man U today. Next year, you hear that person is in Real Madrid. Not that person hates the previous club. It's just survivor.
And the person obviously has his own goals and ambition.
That
And
is
you
what,
cannot abandon your own ambition and goals to the growth of another man. You have your own
and
path to take. So once you've gone somewhere, then you move on.
the beautiful thing about it is that after my father left Daddy Sula Bola, they maintained that cordial relationship.
Did he record any album with Sule Agbola?
No.
All right.
They were live performance.
All right. Because I've never actually seen any album by Sule Agbola, but I'm sure he had albums.
But said that he was a great singer.
Yeah, I know Sule Agbola at the time was with Baba Salah. I don't know if you've heard that story. Anyway, that's just by the way. Now, getting to Jacob Oluwole, what year did your father get to Oluwole's band?
I think it was the ending of 1974 stroke, early stage of 1975.
Was it a period when Oluwole had an issue with his old band and reformed a new band? Did he tell you anything like that?
The only thing he told me about that was because when he now entered the band, when he now joined that is Sule Agbola's band, or Jacob Olu, yeah, Jacob Olu, as a substitute also, because he already had a guitarist on ground
That's
already.
Oluwole, right?
Yeah, the same similar story that happened in the
Okay.
first band. So on Sunday, those days, musicians used to sit to play.
Yes.
According to what he told me, musicians will sit to play, while the audience will be standing. So that fateful Sunday, they were about to enter stage, and Daddy, what's his name?
Jacob Oluwole.
Daddy Jacob Olu, and I discovered that the band boys was not around, and he was worried.
Okay.
He was worried. How can I enter stage without my band boy? How can I do this? My father approached me and said, "Sir, why are you worried?" He said, "Can't you see that we are not complete?" My father said that, "Daddy, don't worry. What this guitarist can play, I can equally play it."
Okay. So that
You
was
know,
he introduced himself to Jacob Oluwole.
yes, but he said, "I can equally." He said, "How can you play it? I know you as a packer." I said, "No, I can equally play this thing. This your guitarist is playing." It's okay. Let's try him. So when my father started playing, as a band leader, when the guitarist is playing well, without even
Yeah.
looking, because he can hear. If, like me now, if I'm playing, if guitar is distuned, I know.
Do you play the guitar yourself?
I play guitar very well. If guitar is distuned, if one of the chord is not okay, I know.
Okay.
If one of the strings, maybe number 1 or number 2, is not tuned, I will turn my
Oh, no.
back and do my hand like this to play. That means watch your number 2. Maybe you have to fine tune it or something. We know.
And Jacob Oluwole himself was a fine guitarist then.
He was, God bless you, he was a very good guitarist. So when he was playing that music, that guitar, when your guy will turn and give you thumbs up,
Yeah.
my father got
Keep it up.
motivated.
Keep it up.
My father got motivated. So after that show, they normally share money after show. He gave my father extra money for the job well done.
Well, and
So
automatically
next Sunday,
became part of the band.
yes, next Sunday they had a show. That old guitarist man came. Daddy Oluwole told him, "Wait, let Oliver continue."
Okay.
That was how he became, can I call it, first 11 of Daddy Jacob Oluwole's band.
Okay. Jacob Oluwole, as far as I know, traveled to the UK. I think it was in 1975 or 76. I can't remember. I think it was in 76. Your father did not go with him.
No. That was the mistake people are making, because I have had several interviews that people did on my father's behalf.
Okay.
But I think if you want to hear the best side of the story, you have to hear it from the person himself.
Okay.
Like everything I'm going, when we started, I said to tell you exactly what my father told me.
Okay.
What he told me is exactly what I'm telling you now. That trip in 1975, he traveled with my father to UK.
Your father traveled with the band to UK.
To UK. Those
Really?
days, you don't need visa to go to UK. You need only your passport.
Those were good old
So,
days.
yes, when they got to UK, those days there was no internet, no WhatsApp, no Facebook, no nothing. My father, because my father went to commercial school, he reached.
Okay. Okay.
Later with our daddy, we are in London right now.
Okay.
Who was a bit educated to help him read the letter. When the person was reading the letter, he told him that your son Sunday said that they are in London now for musical tour. Grandfather started laughing. My grandfather started laughing and said, "My son Sunday, he can never stop to amuse me. How can you say that Lagos is now London?" He never believed that they went to London. He said, "The only thing I know is that how can you say that Lagos is London?"
Because I'm in
So
London, yeah.
after they played that music, I want to tell you exactly what my father told me. When
Okay.
they wanted to go back to Nigeria, my father walked straight to Daddy Jacob Oluwole and told him, "Sir, the music we are playing in Nigeria, we are just managing ourselves. I want to remain here. I want to remain here and work."
And he wanted to stay in London
But
to do something.
he never ran away. He went to his boss and told him.
Yeah. To be excused.
Yes, and the boss, which happens to be Daddy Oluwole, now told him, "Sunday, you are free to go."
Okay.
And my father started working in London based on what he told me, and he started saving money. And he came back to Nigeria August 1976 and formed his bank that happens to be Oliver De Coque and his Expo 76 Ogene Sound Super of Africa.
Okay. So I don't know where the mix-up came to be, where people are saying that he never followed, that he formed this band before Oluwole traveled. And now Oluwole came back, I think around that time. I don't know, I think I'm not sure, 75 or 76 now, but I'm sure Oluwole died December of that same year, 76. So your father came back to Nigeria August 76. Oluwole died 76 of same year.
I think
All right. Now he came back to Nigeria in 76. Did he form his band
yes, sir.
from London, or he came back to Nigeria to pick up his boys?
He came back to Nigeria and he formed his band, and the record label that signed him was a Yoruba man also, Olumo Record, Alhaji Yusuf Olatunji.
Olumo Records, that's the same record label that was producing Jacob Oluwole's records?
To be candid, to be fairness, I don't know. But I just want to tell you
I'm telling you as a fact now. Jacob Oluwole never did his records in other places. It was all his career, as short as it was, he released for Olumo Records. So perhaps your father had known Olumo. Perhaps your father had known Olumo all along that period. That was before some.
Maybe it's possible, but then Olumo signed him.
I need to know what your father told you about getting signed to Olumo Records. You know, I'm sure Olumo was used to juju bands, the likes of the Admiral Dele Abiodun, Jacob Oluwole, 76. I'm not sure Kollington Ayinla was there at that time, but I'm sure he had some other artists.
There was a Yoruba musician my father used to tell me that was the biggest star then in Olumo label before my father came. Before this conversation finishes, I will remember his name.
Okay, I'm guessing it should be Dele Abiodun, but if not, maybe I will learn something.
I think it's Dele Abiodun. I think it's Dele Abiodun.
All right. Now, how easy was it for your father to get signed to that record label?
Okay. When he came back, you know, music those days was not like today's music. Those days you do what they call demonstration tape, demo tape.
Yeah.
And that demo tape, you have to be moving label to another, EMI, Premier Music. You have to be moving dropping it.
A car. Yeah.
They have committee that used to listen to music.
Mm.
If they tell the management that this music is good, they will sign you. So I have to use pidgin. My father waka. Nobody gree sign am.
So it was not automatic for him when he came back.
No, because those days, there were many popular super highlight bands from east of the Niger, like Oriental Brothers, like Osita, like late Chief Osita Sadebe,
Yeah.
like Ikenga Superstar. They were all superstars. So their imagination was, who is this small boy? Where are you? Can you beat these people? So my father now, I don't know how he met Olumo, but I just want to talk what I know.
Yeah.
He took that demo to Olumo. After listening to it, Messiah.
That was his first recording.
Messiah under Olumo Records. Olumo said, okay, let's give it a try. They went to a studio called Deca, which happens to be Aphrodisia, at Abuloja, very close to Unilag. They recorded the song. The song came out September, October, November, because the song was a hit during that year's Christmas period.
Okay.
And the song, that Messiah became a hit. So, Easter next year, which is 1977, Olumo bought a coaster bus for my father and Volvo 244 red.
Volvo 404.
Volvo 244 red.
244. Okay, as his personal car.
Yes,
then
because the music was doing well.
That should tell us that Messiah was a sold out album.
It was a super hit.
How many tracks were in that Messiah?
4. Messiah, Ekoha. That market my father left in about letter got burnt.
Okay.
And he sang with it. Ekoha fire disaster. It was there.
Okay. Okay.
And My Sherry, the one he sang as a love song.
Okay.
There were two Igbo prominent that died that year. They call Alexander Wobod and Celestine Uku.
Celestine Uku, the high life artist.
Yes, there was a track, a tribute he made for them in that album.
Okay.
Those were the first songs in that Messiah.
Okay.
And
now,
it became a hit.
I've never heard Messiah before, but maybe I have it in my collection, or maybe I will have to look up for it on the internet. Are those songs on the internet?
If you go to YouTube, type Oliver De Coque, Messiah, he was so skinny there. And he was carrying guitar like this. He was carrying guitar like this.
Now, what style did he play in Messiah? Was it purely high life, or high life with elements of juju music, based on what you learned from?
There's something I want to break down for you.
All right.
In that music, that Messiah sounds, with what I was told. But I stand to be corrected with what I was told. I was told that highlight music came from Ghana.
That's what we are made to believe, and I want to go with that school of thought.
If you listen to Messiah, it was like Congolese music and his own Ogene pattern.
Congolese plus Ogene pattern. Yes, I understand the Congolese part. I don't understand the Ogene pattern.
Yeah. When you play the music after this interview, you understand what I was saying. But there was a time in my father's career, because of the name Oliver De Coque and the kind of music he played, people started saying that this boy may come from Congo. He even later used it to sing. He even later used it to sing, but it was an Igbo song. He said, "I'm not from Congo. I'm not from Japan. I'm from Nigeria. I am a son of the soil." There was a song he sang, but in Igbo. Aburo monye Congo, nkenja bonye Japan. I'm not from Congo. I'm not from Japan. I'm a Nigerian, son of the soil, for that matter. So that was where he started until 1979. He released an album called Funny Identity that became the masterpiece.
Funny Identity. Funny Identity. Okay.
That music was released 1979.
So that was the sophomore after Messiah.
No, after Messiah, he released another song they call, after this, they call it Abada, very popular, very, very, but he released 78. But when he released Identity overshadowed that song because of the popularity.
In Funny Identity, how many tracks are there?
3 tracks. One was the album he did for People's Club of Nigeria.
Okay. Erroneously, some people believe that that album by People's Club is his first album. That's an erroneous belief anyway, which I've confirmed.
No. That was the third album. The track of that song was People's Club of Nigeria. At the back, you now have Identity. No, it was 4 songs. 4 songs, I'm sorry. People's Club of Nigeria, 1. Identity, 2. All Fingers Are Not Equal,
3.
And I Salute Africa. I Salute Africa. I can sing the song. Oh, my brother, I salute my brothers and sisters. Progress is life, Africa, fatherland. Let's come together, Africa, brothers and sisters. Discrimination can never help us. We are one. Eh, eh, eh. Four songs in that album.
Okay.
But Identity and People's Club now cover the other number.
Now, what album has in it Opportunity?
Opportunity was after People's Club,
So that should be around 1980.
1980.
Okay. So Opportunity happens to be the third album or the fourth?
Fourth album.
Fourth album. Okay.
Opportunity was a hit also.
Well, in all this you are saying, I've not seen any of his albums that was not a hit. Because even from the first album, he got a coaster bus and a car at the same time,
Volvo.
right?
Yes.
Volvo 244 at the same time. That was a car for big people, for people that arrived.
And he built a house in my village because before my father, my grandfather, Chief Gino, they were living in mud house. But that Messiah, my father came back, built under 3 months.
From proceeds from London or from Messiah.
From that album that gave him car coaster bus, he built 6 rooms and parlor in my village for the father under 3 months.
So it was an instant success right from his first album.
It was a big success. And do you know why I said that my father's music line was a kind of a spiritual thing? The first album he did was Messiah. The last album my father did before he died was Thank You, Messiah.
The last album is what?
His first album was Messiah.
Yes.
The last album he did before he died was Thank You, Messiah, the title.
Maybe that is some coincidence, or maybe
it was, but maybe he did not. I just imagined. I said, wait a minute. My father started with Messiah, and he ended with Thank You, Messiah.
That's after how many albums?
My father, according to him, because we the children we lost count. But according to him, he said he had 93 albums.
93.
Yes, sir. According to him.
And all the albums came out.
All the albums came out, but later he moved to Leader Records, who happens to be a Yoruba man too.
Okay.
It was Leader that released this Music Africa that we are talking about.
Okay.
So, life of a musician.
All right. Now, I want you to talk about who really your father was. I know that your father was a talented guitarist, and he introduced the Congolese guitar to his music, which made it much acceptable. You can have a feel of that, at least in Funny Identity, and of course in Opportunity and all that. And I know you won't say your father was a bad man, but sincerely, who was Oliver?
There was a book I am writing, which will come out before December or January next year.
Okay.
The title is My Oliver De Coque, my own side of his story.
Okay. From your own perspective.
From my own side. Oliver can be anything to anybody, but I'm talking about me, who happens to be his first son.
Okay.
The only thing that can The only thing that can make a man to win argument if after telling you this thing today, if there is one or two people you can go and ask if they can repeat what I said, that will convince you that I was saying the truth.
Okay.
Because as my biological father, I may come here to paint him to look like an angel. But what I'm telling you now is fact. He was a very good man. He was a very good man, very disciplined, very, very disciplined. And if my father makes 10 naira on the stage, for example, my father may not come back home with 3 naira each. He will give it out. He was a very compassionate person. And my father was not tribalistic at all. If my father wants to employ you in his organization, band, anything, the last thing my father will ask is, where do you come from? The best thing he will do, can you do this job?
Sure.
My father converted even somebody from Akwa Ibom. I can name Nkeruwem, who happens to be from Akwa Ibom. My father converted him to a singer, and that guy was singing Igbo song even more than Igbo people. My father's personal assistant was a Yoruba man. His manager was a Yoruba man. The driver was Aziz, a Yoruba. In fact, he was a very good man. As a father, he was a very good man. As an employer of labor, he was a very nice man. And automatically, without no argument, with all sense of responsibility, he was a good musician.
Did he have any house any property in Lagos?
Yeah, he owned one property in Lagos, but where he owned properties really is in Enugu, Independence Layout, Enugu.
Now, the reason I asked that question is this. I want to know where your father was actually domiciled when he was alive. Was he based in Lagos or Enugu?
My father based in Lagos. He was living in Bagada before he died.
Okay.
But where he wanted to retire was Independence Layout, where he built a twin duplex.
Okay. Twin duplex.
His dream was, if we clock like 70 or 75, we will go there and a kind of retirement. But he died at the age of 62, so God knows why.
Yeah. Now, what was his relationship with Osita, Studio Osita Osadebe? Were they rivals?
Pardon me, there are some things I don't know how to put it, but let me find a way to figure it out. There was no serious issue, but the fans were fighting the fight more than the musicians themselves. Do you understand what I'm trying to?
I understand.
They maintain cordial relationship, but can I call it rumor? A popular person, at times they say you did this or you did that. If my father sing, even my father later used it to sing. If my father talk one idiom or proverb in one of his albums, they say, Oliver is talking to Osadebe. If Osadebe talk one idiom or proverb in his song, they say, you don't understand Oliver. This.
But how was Chief Osadebe reacting to those rumors? Because when there are rumors, management of those rumors matter, especially for an artist.
Yes, their world was not like today's world. In their own time, there was no Facebook or YouTube or WhatsApp or whatever.
Yeah.
They believe in those days, they believe in hearsay. Even those days, you can count how many households that that owns telephone line. It was that scanty. Radio stations were scanty, even TV stations were scanty. But with what I can tell you is that when you have two lions living in one forest, you can imagine how that forest will look like. Osadebe was a great highlight musician. My father was a super great highlight musician also. But their fans were different. Because if you listen to Osadebe's kind of music and the Oliver De Coque kind of music, they are totally different. And I think you can agree with me.
I agree with that.
They don't play the same pattern of music. But people,
sometimes it doesn't matter if they play the same style of music. You know, they are from the ego extraction, and people will always talk.
If Oliver is driving 504 and Osadebe buys Jeep, then Oliver, go buy Jeep as if they were competing. There was no competition. There was no competition with what, and there was 1989, Leader Record in his wisdom brought them together, and they sang a song. My father sang a song, Ogene. Ogene in English means do not listen to gossip.
And they did the song together.
Yes, Ogene. After this, you can play Ogene. Do not listen to gossip. That was the meaning.
Okay. Now, who was the elder one? Oliver or Baba Osadebe?
Oh, no. Baba Senior, my father.
Okay. He was more elder.
In Igbo land, somebody that is older than you with 3 years is your ego.
Okay.
In African culture, if you are older than somebody with 3 years, you are not mate now. My father respects him. The only thing that makes them equal, in so to speak, is music, not by age.
Yeah, because they were just in the same kind of trade.
Osadebe started playing music before him, and Osadebe was a kind of older than him. The only thing that brought them in like so to speak was music, because two of them gave the people of their own generation what I can call good music.
Okay. All right. I have another artist I would like to know your father's relationship with. And this artist I found about in 1996. Was it 1996 from a movie, a neck production done in 1996. Is that what the movie is? Rituals. Have you seen Rituals?
Yes, sir.
You remember the artist that played for Baba Pichedochi and the other artists in Rituals? That's Bright Chimize.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your father's relationship with Bright Chimize? Because Bright Chimize too has a unique style of high life music, different from the conventional Igbo Osadipe style.
Yes, with what I can tell you as a man who don't want to hide anything is that I think they had a cordial relationship. I never saw my father fighting anybody or trying to block you from not getting to know what my father, what is yours is yours. You don't. During the day, you remember the days of Benson and Hedges Golden Tune?
The days of
Benson and Hedges Golden Tune concert they normally do at TBS.
Yeah. That was late 80s, early 90s.
Early, even till there was the last one they did was I think 96 or 97 or thereabout. Then you have the musician Onyeko Wano, Chief Oliver De Coque, giving Femi Kuti, Brashimeze, Oriswiliki, Rastimono, name them. They will be at the back of the stage, smiling, cracking jokes. When it gets to your turn, they usher you in, you play, and you go. So when they meet on that common ground, we see all of them playing. They were not fighting each other. They had a cordial relationship, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. All right. So you are trying to tell me now that your father at no point gave any subtle or hard jive at any artist.
To the best of my knowledge, no.
All right. Now, why did your father keep his beard all through? You can't find a picture of Oliver shaved.
If you listen to the lyrics of Identity very well,
Yeah.
that was one of the tracks my father described himself very well. There was, I think, the last stanza of that song said, "I've been gay." He said got tired of going to barbing salon to shave beard because he was very hairy.
Okay.
He was very hairy. Imagine, not today, maybe not today. You have your shaving stick or your clipper at home or whatever. Imagine you are living at Oshodi and you are going to Liquid to shave your beard every 3 days.
Okay.
In this world, people will discover it before you.
Mm.
Fans started telling him, Chief, we like these guys, or this thing fine, or as a human being, when somebody is telling that they like this, you keep on doing it, provided it's good. So the Biabia became his identity.
Okay.
Even to the time that he died, okay?
Mm.
When he died in the mortuary, we want to shave your father's beard. You have to leave it. Because that day, Oliver De Coque without Biabia is incomplete.
Because
people will not believe that it's Oliver that was in the casket.
The baby is the identity.
Anybody that opens that casket that day when he was lying on instead wants to see the beers to believe that this is Oliver De Coque. And when I told them that, they comply with me.
Now, in your opinion, which album is your father's biggest? Just name one album as your father's biggest.
Mr. Dele.
Solar
This
Oliver.
is a very hard. This is a very hard question, Mr. Dele.
It shouldn't
but
be hard.
I will try my best to use.
Okay, wait. For me, your father's biggest album is Biri Kambiri.
For you.
For me.
If I may ask, I'm not trying to be the anchor of this program, but if I may ask, how many of my father's songs do you know?
At least I know. You said he made 93 albums. I know
According
of 10.
to him.
According to him, I know of 10. I know the albums he made in the 90s, and I know Identity, Opportunity, those ones he made in the 90s. Like I told you, my father was a fan of Oliver De Coque, and he bought his albums. In fact, when my father died, I went to my hometown, to his house. I retrieved a lot of albums from his, from his room. I still have lots of Oliver in video and audio, lots of them retrieved from my father.
if I will answer that question, you know, we have different ears of listening to music. That's why if a musician releases 10 songs in one album, you will see the one that you don't even like. Another person might like it.
Sure. That was why I asked for you.
For me, I have a lot. I have a lot that even as a musician, there are some my father's music I must play on stage every day. I love identity. I love all fingers are not equal.
Okay.
I love
And that's from Biri Kambiri now. That's from Biri Kambiri.
No. Yeah, that was Music Africa.
Oh, okay. That was Music Africa came after Biri Kambiri, right?
Yes, sir. Under Leader Records.
Leader Records. Okay. I can't remember. Is it from? Yeah, but
it was songs in that album, Music Africa, Kaina Yo, and Etodike.
Okay. What's the meaning of?
I love a lot.
What's the meaning of Anyo Bodoenwe?
Anenwo means any town you see in this world, there are some people that owns that town.
Okay.
If you are going to any town today, there must be a name you are hearing that is from that town.
Okay.
He was trying to use it to a kind of ginger some men who were contributing in community development those days in Igbo land.
Okay.
So I love a lot of my father's songs that I cannot mention now. A lot. I'm sorry I cannot mention one.
Don't worry. Let me ease you off that task. I just got a message now from Denmark, from Mr. Adebayo Olowokere. You know that name?
Yes, sir.
He said, Oliver happened to be the most disciplined musician I've ever seen. I happen to be the Yoruba personal assistant Solar referred to.
Yes.
He just sent me a message right now.
Yes. He knew me when I was a little boy. He was
so he has been with your father for long.
There is no town we mention in Anambra State that guy that does not know. he speaks our state.
Yeah, from Elisha. From Elisha.
Yes.
Lucky Yusuf, please ask him about Oliver De Coque's Jibo Yaba residence.
Who says so?
Lucky Yusuf. That's just the name on YouTube.
Jibo number 12 Alakija Street off Waye Coffee, Jibo Yaba, Lagos. Office.
Okay.
Office where he does his practice, meet people, booking of shows, logistics, and whatever.
All right. Now, did any of your father's staff, band staff, leave him to start a new band? Did it happen?
None of them leave him, but there was I think one or two, but they didn't leave because they quarreled. No.
Okay.
They didn't leave. They didn't leave because they quarreled. One before he left, he called his father and people from their village. They brought wine. Go and tell my father thank you that they want their son to start his own band, and he left with happiness. No problem.
Now, before we talk about you, your talent, and the legacy which you are carrying on at the moment, let's talk about the incident and the circumstances that led to your father's death. His passage at 62. I've read he died from diabetes. Is that
Okay.
correct?
Yeah, but at
I
times,
also read that he never let a lot of people know what he was nursing at that time.
that interview was granted by my younger brother called Sunday De Coque.
Okay.
And that interview, I cannot condemn my brother, he's my blood. But there are some things that were not said right in that interview.
Okay.
My father did not hide anything. I knew that my father was diabetic. I knew. If he can contact him. My father never hid anything. My father died on Friday, 8th of June, 2008. Okay?
Mm.
And my father, what killed my father was not that diabetes. After all, you can manage diabetes. You can manage it. If you can keep to the instruction of your doctor, you can manage diabetes. What killed my father was my father had heart failure, heart attack. Yes. That was it, not the diabetes. And my father did not hide. After all, my father was not in politics or whatever. If you are sick now, what you can do to yourself is to be going to your doctors. What else will you do?
Did he die?
Going to your doctors and praying.
Did he die in Lagos?
Going to doctors and praying to your God.
Did he die in Lagos or Enugu?
My father died in Lagos.
So he was more of a Lagos person.
My father understands Yoruba more than you.
Really?
Yes, sir. He cannot speak fluently. But there's nothing you will talk in Yoruba language that my father doesn't know. So my father was, of course, there's no doubt about that. He was an Igbo man, a chief and whatever. But he lived so long in Lagos. So I can call him a Lagosian.
Now, did he have other sources of income, other sources of revenue aside the band?
That time we were in Chibo, we used to have a studio, both recording studio and the one that used to masked up. You know when they used to have a VHS video cassette? We masked up for people. We have other one or two things. He used to have a shop that he will open and put people there. End of the year, you people will share profit and continue.
Okay.
He used to buy secret shares in one or two companies that is a private life you don't need to make public. It's a personal business venture. But music was, in fact, he dedicated most of his time for music.
Okay. Now, you are carrying on that legacy. Are you the only musician from the family at the moment after your father?
No, sir.
Okay. So how many of you are into music?
My uncle, my father's younger brother is a musician too.
What's his name? Eugene?
Ogene De Coque, yes.
Where is he based at the moment?
He's in America and Nigeria.
All right, America, Nigeria. Okay. Apart from, I'm referring to direct sons or daughters of Oliver De Coque.
The direct sons of my father who are into music, we are three.
Okay.
Solar De Coque,
That's you.
That's me. Safin De Coque and Edu De Coque. These three.
So, who amongst you is playing professionally? Who inherited your father's band?
I did.
Okay.
But you know, music is music. You know that music is like fashion. It's like this clothes we are putting on.
Mm.
The instrument you use in 80s is not the instrument you are using now. A lot of tears and wears are in music. So as they progress, so you are keeping yourself updated. You can't expect me to be playing with the instrument of 80s or 90s. At least I have to put some and remove some to put myself in what is reigning at the moment.
Does
I
that
don't know
mean
what to.
that you had to create your own band members, create your own identity, or you are using your father's old band members?
I use some. In football team, you have substitute. As a player is getting old, you have to change him or her. It's part of life. At times, I can tell somebody, Daddy, you have done well. But I have to inject a new blood into the game. Like they say, nothing lasts forever.
Forever. Now you are in
Nothing.
Spain. You are in Spain at the moment. Do you live in
Uh,
Spain?
I was living in Spain before, but now I base in Nigeria.
So you're open to gigs, shows, corporate and social.
I'm in this Europe now for shows. After this, you can visit YouTube or any of my handles on social media. I played last week at Ololuyan Festival, Hamburg, Germany. This last Saturday, I played Italy. This coming Saturday, I'm going to Basel in Switzerland. I'm leaving on Thursday morning because I'm playing Basel on Saturday.
Okay.
After Basel, I'm going back to Germany where they call Mannheim, Anambra State Association Inauguration Party. After Mannheim, I will fly back to Lagos.
The route you are operating is even more international than your father. Switzerland, Spain, and all the other countries.
You know, music it's like anywhere they call you, provided you are chance, you go and play.
Now, I'm sure people will be interested in knowing if you play exactly like your father.
This thing you asked me, when I was starting, people from people that have my own origin. At times, when I was starting this music, a lot of questions. Though you're supposed to know, will he sing like his father? Will he play guitar like his father? Will he live with beers? As if you are competing with your father. But in African context, no child can compete with the father. But I want to garnish everything with one proverb in Igbo land, but I will translate it. Okute na mutajereja. What does it mean? Anywhere you see a very big rock, okay? Anywhere you see a very big rock, look around that rock, you will see some small particles of rock around it. All of them came from that big rock.
Yeah.
So my father is that big rock. We all came from him.
Especially since you even still play the guitar like your father.
So there is nothing I can do now to imitate Oliver they can call copyright because he's my father. I was for Bayo can testify. I was for more than 9 years.
As a guitarist or as a vocalist?
As a vocalist, mainly vocalist.
Now, who taught you how to play the guitar?
This Bayo that called you, this Bayo that wrote you this thing, I can remember. Bayo was the person my father gave money to go and buy my first box guitar. He cannot testify to it, and he brought it to my secondary school those days.
Okay.
And my father taught me the basic aspect of it. Because what happens in guitar, if they can teach you the basic aspect of guitar, you can develop it yourself.
Okay. Now, did Oliver play all through his life, or at a time he dropped the guitar, like KSA dropped the guitar, and Commander and other artists dropped the guitar? Did he also drop the guitar at some point?
Oliver De Coque music without guitar is incomplete. People want to hear that guitar. It's one of the ingredients of Oliver music.
Do you have your guitar nearby?
What?
Do you have your guitar nearby?
No, my guitar is in my parking store.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is Dr. Kyle Shinloye. This is the real Oliver. He's referring to you as you are the real Oliver. Thanks for this great interview. My favorite Oliver song was a song for Asaba People's Club.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, as we wrap up, I want you to share your social media handles, the YouTube channel, the audio mark, so people can visit to listen to what you perform, listen to your songs, and I want you to even drop your call line or any line, your business line that people can reach out to if they want to engage you.
Okay, can I say my business line to you now?
You can.
My business line for WhatsApp is +234 81 034 66 847.
You can repeat it so that people can get it correctly.
+234 81 034 66 847.
So your handle on Facebook is?
My handle on Facebook is Solar De Coque Akanite. Akanite is my surname. Solar De Coque
Akanite. That's on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
On YouTube.
On YouTube, Solar De Coque.
Solar De Coque. Now, if people want to listen to your father's old songs, do you have a YouTube channel open for that purpose?
If you go to YouTube or Audio Mark, you type Oliver De Coque, everything will come out.
All right. Thank you for allowing us some insight into the life and career of the legend Oliver De Coque. I have to be honest with you. I never thought that I would be speaking to anybody, member of the Coque family, or I don't know. I never thought so. Maybe because of the language difference, or maybe for the fact that I believe that this is Yoruba and Oliver belongs to Igbo and all that. But thanks to the internet, which has connected everybody, now we have connected through the internet, and so there is no Yoruba, there is no Igbo. We belong to just the same small world. So it's a small world for us. So I want to thank you so much for reaching out. And I want to say that anytime you are in Lagos, please reach out to me. Call me. I want to let you live on stage. I want to spray you dollar, One leg. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
It's been a nice. I want to make a shout out for my family, my wife especially, and my children, my fans, my well-wishers, fans all over the children, my in-laws, my brothers. I want to tell them I love them.
Thank you very much. I've been speaking with the first son of
Thank you so much, sir.
Oliver De Coque, Chief Sunday, Oliver Akanite, and it's been a very revealing time having him. And I hope to even have
Bye.
you another time. Maybe by the time I research more about your father, I will have more questions to ask. Thank you so much for your time once again.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.